Woo! The star of the show!
You will live under the sea. Starring me.
Rory.
You will live under the sea. Live. Starring me, Rory Sheridan. As the voice you're listening to right now. The rest of the roles will be played by the ensemble.
Part 1.
You will remember, you will live under the sea.
When you imagine the future, what do you see? Do the words hover and/or board feature prominently? Do you see computers getting smaller and smaller? Do you see houses getting smarter and smarter? When you imagine the future, do you see yourself interacting with an AI companion? A robot servant? A talking car? Are everyday objects atomically powered? Do you get around using personal flight? Is the world more peaceful? Is your life less stressful? When you imagine the future, is your vision the same as it would have been a generation ago? 2 generations ago? Have you ever noticed that our dreams for the future never change and somehow never arrive?
My grandmother was a kindergarten teacher for 25 years, and so she held on to everything. When she retired, my grandparents built their dream home. It had this second floor room for the grandkids to play in. It also housed all of my grandmother's teaching supplies, including a bookcase overflowing with books. Books that we recognize: Clifford the Big Red Dog and the Magic School Bus, Where's Waldo, and Beverly Cleary. God bless you, Beverly Cleary, but also, all of the books that my dad and his 2 sisters would have read when they were kids in the 1960s. Books about the future. A future that would never arrive. Now, nobody had told me at this age that books could become outdated. The future that these books depicted were as fantastic to me as they would have been to my dad 30 years before. There was a picture on one of the pages in one of the books of a little boy soaring over his neighborhood, and above a caption that read, by the year 2000, children will use their jetpacks to get to school. I was 9 years old and trembling with excitement. The year 2000 was only 9 years away. I wasn't gonna need my driver's license. I was gonna need a jetpack license. Promises made by fantastic books about a future. You will go to the moon. You will live on Mars. But also, the story of a little boy who traveled down to the deepest depths.
Part 2. You will live under the sea. You will read. You will live under the sea.
Every year, the land gets more and more crowded. More people, more buildings, more roads, and more cars. Out there, the sea isn't crowded at all. Very soon, people will be moving out there. People will live down under the sea.
God, I just love this. Like little cut-up pictures, like little collages to make the buildings.
Yeah, it looks great.
One of these days, you'll take a trip out there. You'll want to see how people live on the bottom of the ocean. You'll pack up for a weekend underwater. Your dad will take you to the dock. You'll take the 9 o'clock skim bus.
Your skim bus will skim across the top of the waves. You'll leave the crowded land far behind you. Soon, you'll see a big floating building. That is where your undersea trip will begin.
The going down place.
Someone put a lot of effort into that title.
This is where you'll get off your skim bus. This is where you'll get into your submarine. There will be subs going everywhere. You'll ask for the sub that goes to Deep Down Lodge.
Is he going by himself? Are you serious? How old do you think that kid is?
I don't know. 10, 11.
I would say 11 at the oldest. And none of these adults seem alarmed at all. If fucking kid shows up to the going down place, says one ticket to Deep Down Lodge, please, you think an adult would step in and be like, what? No, where the hell are your parents? These kids have parents. Hey, turn back, go back. Yeah, waving from the platform at the 9 o'clock skim bus. And jacket, briefcase, this is a school day. The kid should be in school. Strike one book that someone should be supervising this child. Okay, keep going. Oh, it's my turn. All aboard for Deep Down Lodge. Jesus. Down in the elevator, down to the sub. Now you'll have water all around you. For the next 3 days. 3 days! For the next 3 days, you will see no sky. You, like the fish, will live in the sea. How are you not outraged?
I think it's fine.
Fucking look at it! Little kid, 3 giant adults, underwater glass elevator. This is a nightmare. And we're just expected to go along with it?
This is an adventure book. Oh, okay, and, oh, come on, it's... Yeah, copyright 1966.
Oh, yeah, so parents were just different back then? Leave your kid at a bus stop and fuck off for 3 days? This is criminal. Look, I bet the last page of this book is that kid's face on a milk carton. This is insanity. No, this isn't... No, you read. I need a second.
Get out that camera. Shoot away. You're going to take pictures that will make your dad's eyes pop.
Yeah, Dad doesn't want to come to take pictures.
All right. You'll want to shoot pictures of the Kelly Kelp Farm. You'll see farms like this on the bottom of the ocean. Farmers will live down there. They'll plant and grow food for the people up on land.
People up on land like your absent father.
You'll want to shoot pictures of the Finnegan Fish Ranch. You'll see fish boys herd fish just like cowboys herd cows. But fish boys won't ride horses. They'll ride little stubs. See? This is fun. This is a jaunty undersea adventure that is child-friendly.
Child-friendly. Can I just... The fish boys will have guns.
Okay, well, if you're gonna read it like that...
No, they won't shoot bullets. They'll shoot rays of light. You'll see them go after sharks with these guns. That will keep the sharks from eating their fish. What?
Miners at work. You'll get pictures of them too. You'll see them digging on the ocean floor. You'll see the miners' houses. They'll live in these houses for weeks at a time.
Aw, what are those child-friendly mines you're always reading about? Then you will come to Deep Down Lodge. Here is where you will sleep tonight. Here is where you will make a very good friend.
Okay. Yeah. You know what I think this is? I think this is like a sleepaway camp.
Sleepaway camp.
Yeah. Your parents bring you to the bus. The bus brings you to camp. That's a normal thing.
He is the only kid on a submarine full of adults. Where are the other kids?
They're already there. They're already there. See, look, this is where he will make a very good friend. The other kids. No, don't, The other kids.
Yeah.
Kids probably from all over. They got on their own skim buses. They came to Deep Down Lodge. They're waiting for him. This is where he is going to make a very good, well, that is not what I wanted.
What?
Okay, I think you have laid a context on this book that was not the original intent.
Oh, that's something I do.
I'm just saying, I think it's fine, but it's going to seem weird now because you added this sinister layer onto everything. But it's fine, I think. I think it's probably fine.
They are. You wouldn't call this sinister?
I think it's unfortunate.
Who do you think that is?
Oh, I feel like the book has made that really clear.
Yeah, probably the really good friend, don't you think? You know what? Yeah, you read it. I want to make sure that I have the proper context.
Inside, he will be waiting for you.
Oh, that's nice!
The snooper-in-chief of the Sea Snoopers Club, he will tell you about this club.
The Sea Snoopers Club. That sounds like a euphemism.
It's not a euphemism.
What is a sea snooper?
I don't know, but it's not a euphemism. This is a hard club to know. This is a hard club to get into, but you'll tell him you want to try.
Sounds like a sex club.
It's not a sex club.
You don't know?
I do know. You know how I know? The Cat in the Hat is on the goddamn cover!
What is that in the background? Oh, look, another adult man in a room full of young boys!
You are twisting this! What's boys? They're campers! What's campers? A couple of counselors? It's a club? It's a club for boys? They're snoopers! He's the snooper-in-chief! He's a very good friend because you would want the snooper-in-chief to be your very good friend. They're sea snoopers, that's it! You are ruining this! You are ruining this! To become a sea snooper, you'll have to take many tests. The hard test will come tomorrow outside in the sea. Tonight, you will begin by learning the names of fish. Tonight, you'll have to learn the names of more than 50 fish. Okay, yeah, they're a little close. But, you know, everything can't be like super spacious. It's an underwater laboratory, so. And he has to be working the knots, not because the boy is clearly too little to be there, but because that computer is meant for snoopers-in-chief only, and so they have to be that uncomfortably close. Oh yeah, sure. It looks like he's like staring at the name of the little boy, but that's only because he's checking his work, because the boy is trying to learn the names of more than 50 fish. And yeah, obviously, it looks like he has this like mischievous grin on his face. That's only because he's so proud of the boy for learning the names of so many fish. That's it. What?
The hard tests will come tomorrow outside in the sea. But all I see on the viewfinder are piranha.
Oh. That's not good. They should not be doing that tomorrow. Okay, you know what? I feel like we get it. This is like a fun seafaring underwater adventure story. You know what I think we should do? I think we should move on. I think we should just jump into like the play proper. So we're gonna just go on and we're gonna move on to the next section. We're gonna move on to the next section. Yeah?
Part 3. You will continue reading. You will live under the sea.
God damn it.
You won't sleep very much tonight. When you do, you'll fall asleep with strange fish all around you. It looks like the little boy and the adult man are sleeping in the same room.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
It looks like they're sleeping with their shirts off.
Yep, pretty clear. That's pretty clear right there.
It looks like this children's illustrator put them in what I would call an intimate pose.
Yeah, that's pretty kind of irrefutable. Kind of
It looks like there was a lot of extra space in this room, and they pushed the beds together.
Let's go.
Are you okay?
Why are the fish watching?
Next morning, the day of the big tests. Will you know how to put on your sea suit? Every sea snooper has to know how. You'll have to show the chief that you can do it. Hey, Dad. Yeah, son? How old do I have to be to go to the bottom of the sea? Oh, I don't know, son. How old is one day younger than old enough to know how zippers work?
Okay, you know what? This is why you do this as a club, right? Multiple campers, multiple counselors, and they're always in like a big group together, so that no one's really ever left alone, one-on-one.
Will you be afraid in a little two-man sub?
God damn it, book!
The chief is going to take you to some very wild places. You will have to show him that you're not afraid to go.
Oh, fuck you, book. All right, we gotta power through. You gotta keep going. You gotta keep going.
Okay? He will take you to wild places that few people ever see. He will steer the little sub past a red-hot volcano. You will have to go to these places if you want to join the club.
You will have to learn how to keep away from fights. There are always a lot of fights down under the sea. You'll have to learn how to get away fast.
Then out of the sub.
Oh.
Out into the sea. You're going to camp out down here. You'll unpack the sub. You'll swim and you'll carry your things to the hut.
Here, you'll... Here you'll learn how to get along with fish. You'll learn that some fish can be very friendly.
That's cute, fish. And now more tests. First, you'll show the chief you can use tools underwater. You'll have to use a hammer. You'll chip off a sea fan with your hammer. Casual ecological destruction there.
The next test will be harder. You'll have to catch a live fish in a bag. And you'll have to know his name. That won't be easy if you catch up. And you'll have to know his name. That won't be easy if you catch a I normally use my phone as a prop, but it's recording the show.
Oh, cool.
So we have a phone.
Okay, yeah.
How to pronounce...
Oh, autofill.
Go good.
We skip it.
We skip it. Oh, then will come a really hard test. Shit. Yeah, did you ever catch a turtle bigger than you are? If you're going to be a snooper, you're going to have to try.
But you'll catch him, and then you'll have to ride him.
Oh boy.
You'll have to stay on that turtle for more than 5 minutes.
Now will come your last test. You'll have to catch your supper. Your supper will be hiding in a cave. You'll have to find it.
Fuck no! No! You're not going in a fucking cave!
There ain't no supper in there, kid.
Yeah, you don't have to catch your supper. You already have a fish in a bag.
Oh, yeah, you gotta eat that bag fish, kid.
Yeah, turn around, get out of the cave, eat yourself that bag fish.
Yeah, there ain't nothing in that cave, kid, but murder!
Yeah, step 1, convince you to bring a hammer swimming.
That doesn't make any sense.
No, step 2, lull you into a false sense of security with turtle ride.
Step 3, murder! You gotta turn around, kid!
If you can't catch your lobster, you can't be a snooper. So you'll go to bed hungry. So you'll make sure you do catch that lobster.
At last, you'll be a snooper. You'll swim with the chief to the sea snooper's rock pile. Every new snooper writes his name on a rock. You'll write on yours. Then you'll put it up high on top of the pile.
Wake up, kid. Don't you see what he's making you do?
He's making you bury all the other boys he's already brought down here.
In the hut that night, you'll have an undersea party.
Oh my God.
You'll eat sea snooper stew and that lobster, too. What the fuck? When you do go to sleep, you'll be very tired, but you'll be very happy. You'll belong to the club.
Oh my God. Don't you see? Don't you see what he's making you do?
Sea snooper stew? Kid, you are a sea snooper.
Sea snooper stew is children! It's children! Don't.
Well, we're almost done.
I can't.
There's like 2 pages left.
Yeah, but I know what they're gonna be. The man is going to be cleaning off his hammer, putting it back in his rucksack, next to a picture of the boy's face on a milk carton. No, we're done. We're not doing this anymore. We're done. So we're just going to move on to the next section. Just move on to the next section.
Part 4. You will finish reading.
Fuck you! No, we're not doing that. We are doing the next part.
Part 5. You, the actual you in this fringe play, will actually live under a metaphorical sea.
So I'm shoveling out the snow from in front of my car so that I can get to the exactly 0 things waiting for me. You know, just kind of fields of dreaming and waiting for something to come when my phone rings.
Hey, I'm taking a walk around the neighborhood, wanted to see if you wanted to come with. Totally okay if you're not interested.
And I was like, fuck no, that sounds amazing. Dead of winter, cold as shit. I don't care. I gotta get the fuck out of this house.
So, okay, she's got cart against one side, ass to cart, leaning over, fucking inspecting all the mustard.
Just taking up the whole aisle.
Whole fucking aisle. And I'm like, are you gonna move? Like, this is the way that we're all going, just investigating the mustard. Too refined a palate to just pick any old mustard. And, like, when I was a little kid, my dad always made us watch Rocky and Bullwinkle, and there's always one of them strapped to a log, headed toward a buzzsaw at the end of a timber mill.
Oh, Dudley Do-Right.
Yes, sure. But like, even as a kid, I was like, who has this as a cultural touch point? Like, how many people have even been inside a timber mill? But me and my cart are headed down the aisle toward Mustard Lady, and I'm like, oh, I get this now. Every year, the land gets more and more crowded. More buildings, more people, more roads, and more cars.
You will live under the sea.
It felt good. That winter's walk, being outside, moving forward, locked in on the horizon, somewhere to go. A couple of weeks later, I'm standing in my front yard screaming at my tulips, because that's what life has done to me lately. And I'm like, y'all the only good thing I got going in this life, and it ain't even spring yet. Y'all gotta stay down a little longer when my phone rings.
Hey, it's supposed to be really warm today.
Shit, I already got my shoes on.
And I swear to you, she looks at me in the goddamn face and says, don't worry, everyone's being really safe.
Oh, fuck you.
No, not fucking possible.
No.
You're all I fucking see. The Mars rover posts fewer pictures.
Yeah.
And you know it's gonna be more than 12 people.
No doubt.
And you know how big her backyard is.
God damn, look. The patio's already open.
Every month, the land gets more and more crowded. More buildings, more people, more roads, more cars.
You will live under the sea.
Each walk lasting a few miles longer than the walk before it, unconsciously picking long, unbroken stretches of straight road, feeling that horizon just grab us by the Fitbit and pull us along. A couple of weeks later, I'm sitting at my kitchen table working on some basic math, like, if I've got 13 half-completed home improvement projects, then how come I don't have the smug satisfaction that should come with completing 6 1/2 projects?
I pick up the phone and call him.
But I'm already FaceTiming her on my end.
Every device in the house chirps.
We both pick up at the same time. Hey, I was thinking about going. I'll be right there. Click.
So, sitting in a fucking stadium, just like shit in my mouth. We're doing stadiums now?
Oh, God.
And it's not a judgment, like he's a good person.
Sure.
It just feels like we're already at
Stadiums.
Just like every week the land gets more and more crowded. More buildings, more people, more roads, more cars.
You will live under the sea.
The sun had set, but we just kept walking towards that horizon, wondering what would happen once we reached the end of it and dropped off the other side. We woke up the next morning, and I was laying in front of a gas station that I had never seen before. I look over and I see her lying next to me in the grass median. She's already got her phone in her hand.
Hey, what are you doing today?
And I'd already made some pretty significant plans to stand in front of my microwave and pull my phone out of my pocket and scroll for 7 or 8 hours, but my legs were already moving.
And I'm just like, oh, you're still getting married this year. That's awesome.
That's great.
Just to sit at a bar and watch the game, he says.
Why the fuck not?
Every day, every hour, minute by every fucking minute, the land gets more and more crowded. More buildings, more people, more roads, more people, more cars, more people.
You will live under the sea.
Hey, what are you doing today?
Oh, I don't know. I got a couple hours of work I gotta do. Why, you going for a walk?
You busy?
Busier, you know.
Yeah, it feels that way.
I mean, I swear, it feels like every day, my schedule gets more and more crowded, more invitations, more expectations.
Yeah, I was thinking about living under the sea.
Oh.
It's not a done deal. I've just been thinking a lot lately. Everyone is so excited about going back. And I Like, just go back? Like, I can't even wrap my brain around it.
And so you were thinking, under the sea.
Bottom of the ocean.
That's cool, that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I'm ready for a change. I can't fathom going back. I want something new. Is that crazy?
I don't think so. When I was growing up, my grandmother kept this bookcase, like chock full of all these old, like, children's adventure books, you know? Like, space age optimism, you know? And as a kid, I couldn't get enough of them. Moon colonies, jetpacks. So, like, no? Wanting the world to be a little bit better than it currently is, I don't think that's crazy.
I was wondering if you wanted to go with me.
Under the sea.
Out there, the sea isn't crowded at all.
When were you thinking about going?
Like today.
Oh,
Yeah, I was thinking today.
fuck it, yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, don't you have to finish your work first?
Oh, sorry, to be very clear. When I said I had a couple of hours to do, I meant I'm gonna work for like 20 hard minutes and then fuck right the fuck off, you know? Where do you wanna meet?
Oh, let's do the 9 o'clock skin bus.
One of these days you'll take a trip out there. You'll wanna see how people live on the bottom of the sea. You'll take the 9 o'clock skim bus.
Your skim bus will skim across the top of the waves. You'll leave the crowded land far behind you.
I can't believe we're doing
I
this.
can't believe that you agreed to come.
Hey,
Yeah.
you will live under the sea.
You will live under the sea.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. But I said, you will live under the sea?
Oh, let me articulate. You will live under the sea.
You will live under the sea!
Soon you will see a big floating building.
Breaching the horizon, coming nearer.
That is where your undersea trip will begin.
The going down place!
Like, legitimately no effort went into that title, right?
The going down place.
But once you get past the shit name, the going down place amazes. Vibrant colors, sleek lines, modern touches, while still folding in elements of the natural world.
You stand there and you take a deep breath. It is the deepest such breath that you can remember, and you will feel all of your anxieties drip away. You will just stand there.
Hey, you can't stand there.
I can't?
No, you're at the going down place. We've got goings to get to, and it's time to get going down.
So what do I do?
Stand there.
Yo!
You're on our patented electric railway transporter transcommuter.
And I just stand here?
You stand there, and the next person stands there, and before you know it, you're both really moving and never getting an inch closer to one another.
Never an inch closer. Just standing.
And all thanks to our patented electric railway transporter transcommuter. Because here at the going down place, we
You don't have to
believe
keep
that
saying
why
it.
walk to where you're going when where you're going can come to you. And all thanks to our patented electric railway transporter transcommuter.
Well, this is amazing. I mean it. This is really fantastic.
You're at the going down place, where ingenuity belly flops onto every modern convenience, and there's nary a ripple.
Is this how everyone gets everywhere down here?
Heavens, no. Lots of ways to get around down here.
Oh, okay. Okay, this might be like a really silly question, but do you have jetpacks?
Jetpacks? Heavens, no. Why, those are for going up. You're at the
going
going
down
down place.
Understand?
Where you can go down here anywhere, like down, or down with a slant, or circly down zigzag-or-a-tag.
Okay, well, it's just that, like, I've always kind of wanted a jetpack.
Yeah, you're thinking too hard. That's the problem. Here at the going down place, we don't worry about things like how will we get there, or is it even feasible, or will there be access for everyone once we're there? No! We just worry about the destination. Where you going, traveler?
Oh, okay, I hadn't really thought about it. Down, I guess.
Well, that's no trouble here at the going down place. You'll always end up somewhere.
You'll always end down somewhere.
Oh, yes, I like you. Yes, here at the going down place, you'll always end down somewhere. Like maybe perhaps one of our patented teeny tiny cramped elevators.
I'm sorry, what?
Down in the elevator. Down to the sub. Now you'll have water all around you. For the next 3 days, you will see no sky. You, like the fish, will live in the sea.
The elevator is cramped? Not to be outdone by
The gaping open expanse of the sea, which does little to negate.
the still frantically small elevator brimming with people, breathing down your neck, pushing you up against the glass, making you very aware of
The overwhelming everything extending forever in all directions.
the glass elevator goes deeper beneath the waves.
Staring out at an endless panorama, you will develop a secret yearning for the horizon.
You'll discover that without one, you feel very lost.
It is crushing, you will discover, to navigate anything endless.
Because you need the edge of a challenge for it to feel conquerable.
You will decide to turn back.
I'm sorry, what now?
You will try to send the sub.
Oh, no, there are no buttons.
You will slap blindly against the glass
You're just
walls.
leaving a lot of smudges,
you
really.
will dig your fingers into the cracks and try to pull it out.
Hey, it's fine. We just gotta keep going. We just have to get down onto the sub. You will live under the sea.
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 You will live under the sea. Get out that camera. Shoot away. You're gonna take pictures that will make your dad's eyes pop. You'll want to take pictures of the Kelly Kelp Farm. You'll want to take pictures of the Finnegan Fish Ranch.
A shark, larger than your sub, follows you for some time.
Playful at first, inquisitive, eventually on the prowl.
The fish boys will have guns. They won't shoot bullets, they'll shoot rays of light. You will see them going after sharks with these guns.
Boom!
Don't panic, everybody. Don't worry. Who there?
Me?
Yes, you. Have you ever seen any submarine movies?
Yes?
Which ones?
You want me to just name submarine
We're
movies?
taking on water, quick!
Gas boat? U-571, K-19 Widowmaker. Oh, goddamn, I don't want to be thinking about any of those movies. The Hover Red October, Periscope down!
Perfect. I think you can help. You know that part in submarine movies where the sub gets jostled and water surges aboard the bridge and you think it's some certain doom for our crew members, but then suddenly someone turns a valve and the water stops, but somehow the submarine continues to operate completely fine with that valve closed?
Yeah,
Well, turns out that's based on fact. I need you to find a valve.
like that one?
We're taking on water. Turn the valve before you kill us all. That was a close one.
Did that work? Why is that pipe even on the submarine? Why don't they just have that valve closed to start with?
Then you will come to Deep Down Lodge. Here is where you will sleep tonight. Here is where you will make a very good friend. Okay, permission to come aboard?
Well, that was underhanded!
What?
What you just did right there!
Wow, Deep Down Lodge sure is incredible. You want to give me a tour?
I can't believe you!
How long have you been down here?
Stop doing that!
Doing what?
Acting like I'm the snooper in chief!
You are the super chief.
No!
Somebody has to be the super chief. Could you just be the super in chief a little bit so we can move on?
No!
Okay, you know what? You got this. You got this. You can do this. Say it with me. You will
Live
be the
under
super
the
in
sea.
chief.
Oh, come
You will
on!
be the super in chief.
Stop saying
You
that!
will be the super in chief.
I promise you, I will never be the snooper in chief!
Part 6. You will!
I don't like
Here!
this! It was in my rucksack!
You have a rucksack?
Oh, snoopers in chief have rucksacks!
Well, don't do that.
Go to what? I don't like this!
Stop that.
I can't!
Hey, this is fine. It's fine.
Is it?
Hey, you will live under the sea.
You will live under the sea.
You will live under the sea.
You will live under
You will live under the sea.
You will live under the sea. Inside, he will be waiting for you, the snooper-in-chief of the Sea Snoopers Club. He will tell you about this club. This is a hard club to get into.
Why are you telling me? Oh my God, am I the boy?
But you will tell him you want to
I
try.
don't want to be the boy.
You will tell him you want to try.
No.
Be the little boy so that we can goddamn move on.
Fuck.
Would you like to
I'd
try?
love to try.
There will be many
Are you
tests.
staring at the nape of my neck?
Yes.
Oh, no.
I can't help it. You will have to begin by learning the names of many fish.
Bring it on, asshole!
You will have to learn the names of more than 50 fish.
Fuck you, I know 50 fish.
Well, that's not enough. It has to be more than 50.
Oh. Shellfish.
That's not a fish.
What? Okay, cuttlefish.
No.
Crayfish.
No.
Starfish.
No.
Jellyfish.
Why are these the fish you're naming?
They have fish in the name! Seahorse.
Oh, yeah, that's one.
Lion. Okay, great. Cool, good. What's next?
I don't want.
Okay, you won't get very much sleep tonight. I think we have to face each other. I think the pose has to be more seductive.
Is this it? Am I doing it?
But you're trying and that's nice. Okay, I think we have to push the beds together.
No, I want to.
Yeah, no, I'm just coming to you.
No,
I'm
no,
coming to you.
no,
I'm coming to
I'm
you.
very
Just breathe.
afraid.
Just breathe through it.
Oh my God!
Okay, we did it! Oh, this was a terrible idea.
I think it's fine.
Is it?
I think it's fine.
Okay, because if we're being perfectly totally honest, I thought we'd be a space ahead of fine by now.
It's gonna be great.
Because otherwise, what was the fucking point?
You will live under the sea. You will live under the sea. You will live under the sea. You stare out your porthole at Deep Down Lodge.
Strange fish all around you.
Something about Deep Down Lodge feels very familiar. You can't see the seafloor. You can't make out the horizon. Bioluminescent fish float and dart by your window. You stand and stare, and they scroll by. It's going to be fine. It's going to be everything they promised. We just have to keep going. We just have to go deeper. You will live under the sea.
Will you be afraid in a little two-man sub? It's going to take you to some very wild places. We have these things we like to say to each other when shit gets calamitous. It'll be better in the morning. One day you'll look back on this and laugh. One day you'll wonder why you were even upset. Things we say to each other when, oh, you're fucked, would have sufficed. Time heals all wounds. Things will improve by spring. Be better by summer. Back to normal by fall. And for whatever reason, be it ignorance or desperation, we never question it. Oh, it'll be better in the morning. Well, fuck, let me get to there. We treat the future like a rock polisher. Just dump everything in, set it spinning, check back later. At some point, the future stopped being a process and started being some destination. The little sub dives deeper to the wild places that few people ever see, past a red-hot volcano. You will have to go to these places if you want to join the club. You will live under the sea. You will live under the sea. You will live under the sea.
You have to learn how to keep away from fights. There are always lots of fights from under the sea. You'll have to learn how to get away fast.
And the big truth is this: if you were to get out now, the pressure would be so great that it would crush you in an instant. So you stay in the ride, and the little ballast sub fills its ballast tanks with water. You will live under the sea. And yeah, your jetpack is 21 years late, but the mail is really fucked up right now. That doesn't mean that it won't ever arrive. It just means that you have a little deeper to go. You will live under the sea. You will live under the sea. One Sunday when you were little, your granddaddy made you watch Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea with him. It's this glorious old Technicolor bastard that should be in a scrapyard, but still has some kicks left in it. The Admiral and his crew have to save the world from this global crisis, and all they have is this wild, futuristic submarine that the Admiral also invented, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But it's a global catastrophe, space is on fire, and They have to stop it by shooting a nuclear missile into it. It was the 60s. We had only invented science the previous Tuesday, so just go along with it. It's a race against the clock and a last-ditch reliance on science, and the submarine had this gigantic windshield. That's what you remember. A front row seat to the adventure. And you remember thinking as a kid, why don't submarines have windshields? And yeah, the pressure. But also, the big truth is, no one wants to see that shit. You're trapped a mile underwater in a death can? You don't want to know where you are. You want to know when it's going to be over. When you're going to be back on dry land. When you're coming up for air. You will live under the sea. You will live under the sea. And the little sub is nosediving now, and it takes everything that you have to ignore the obvious question, how can the future be so fucking great when right now is like this? Then out of the sub, out into the sea.
Part 7. You will die under the sea.
Your feet touch down on sand. Soft plumes rising up around you. Bubbles rush from the little two-man sub as it fills with water at its final mooring. You've arrived. The farthest reaches, the deepest depths, the bottom of the ocean. Marine life peeks out at you from all sides, holding you in their cautious gaze. You stare at your new surroundings, slack-jawed, sand settling around your ankles, unable to find the words to best describe this new vista.
What a fucking shithole.
You eventually settle on what a fucking shithole. After all that waiting in skem buses, waiting in cramped glass elevators, waiting in lodges and submersibles to arrive at this
fucking shithole?
It's a fucking shithole, everybody! You push off the sand and kick, swimming towards the only place of note down here. The large rock pile. Rocks no bigger than your fist, and a pile the size of a house. Names scratched into each of them. Names of the people who got here before you, grew tired of waiting, and left.
You will live in a fucking shithole.
You stare at the rock pile. A gray void that fills your vision from end to end. And a new question takes hold of you. Where the fuck is my jetpack? My grandmother, who never threw away anything, kept a bookcase overflowing with books. A bookcase overflowing with books about the future.
He just wants to know where his jetpack is.
Books about a future that would never arrive. Promises were made.
We'll just go ahead and take that jetpack now.
Oh, a future so goddamn mind-boggling that electrifies the imagination, huh?
Just give him his jetpack.
Oh, we've already solved all of the Earth's problems. Let's just shoot up to Mars and see if we can't sort that shit out.
All he wants is his motherfucking jetpack.
You know what? Keep your fucking jetpack.
Oh, you done shit the bed now.
I don't know if you've heard about this, but every year the land seems to get more and more crowded.
Oh, yeah, I think I know a little something about that. More debt.
More credit cards.
More housing insecurity.
More overdoses on your sidewalks.
More injustice.
More intolerance.
Every year, more and more, and all you promised us was jetpacks?
Fuck your jetpacks! And fuck you! The future is seen from 1966.
A future in which white people hide on the bottom of the ocean because more people keep moving into their neighborhoods?
What about a future instead where there are fewer miners digging on the ocean floor?
Oh, what about a future where there are fewer fish boys with guns?
What about a future where we tried coexisting with one another instead of shooting goddamn rays of light at everything?
What if we abandoned our dreams of jetpacks and chose walking among to flying over?
You will leave under the sea.
But first, you will write your name on a rock.
You place it up high on the top of the pile.
It's a reminder for the next time you pass by this point. You've been here before, and you've made it out. And back then, you didn't know anything at all.
You leave the rock pile.
You swim past the mouth of a small undersea cave.
Inside, he will be waiting for you. The snooper-in-chief of the Sea Snoopers Club.
Aha, very good, says the snooper-in-chief. And now more tests. First, you'll show the chief you can use tools underwater.
Not today, you creepy son of a bitch!
You kick off as hard as you can, swimming as hard as you can through the water, and the snooper-in-chief kicks off the ground behind you.
You will die under the sea. You will die under the sea. The perp swimming, the Super Chief says. But the next test will be harder.
You're not turning me into sea super suit, you fucking monster!
Try as you might, your scrabbling strokes are no match for the Super Chief, who keeps a pace with you with long, languid flutter kicks.
You will
Die under the sea. You will die under the sea.
You grab a hold of a sea turtle and surge ahead.
But the Super Chief latches onto one as well, and he chases you. Your sea turtle is faster, however, and the Super Chief falls farther and farther behind.
You make it to Snooper Hut number 1, to the little escape sub floating alongside it. A fish swims up to you, close enough to touch, and hovers as if looking right at you. The Snooper in Chief has gotten off of his turtle. He's digging through his rucksack, searching for something. Please take me with you, the fish seems to be imploring. You put that fish in a bag, and you climb aboard the escape sub.
Enter your destination.
The surface?
This submarine is reserved for sea snoopers only.
We are sea snoopers.
That's us.
We're sea
That's us.
snoopers,
Yep, name more than 50 fish.
yeah. Seahorse.
Flounder.
Tuna, 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 tuna.
Hey!
More specific, please.
Big eye, dog tooth, long tail, skipjack, bluefin, blackfin, yellowfin, albacore, bluefish, bonefish, coalfish, starfish, needlefish, paddlefish, redfish, rockfish, marlin, bass carp, nursehound, grunt pike, salmon, sculpin, snapper, sturgeon, crappie, skate, snook, bullhead, shark, wrasse, sea bass, tarpon, whiting, wahoo, catfish, dogfish, lionfish, tigerfish, amberjack, arctic char, speckled trout, pompano, arapaima, barrel monkey, barracuda, saratoga, hula, hula, nugga, nugga, wow!
Big fucking deal. Everybody knows those.
The escape sub detaches from Snooper Hut number 1, and you leave behind the barren seafloor.
The sub rises from the depths, the water growing clearer and bluer.
You soar past the wild places and continue on your journey. You fly beyond the mines and the miners' houses.
You think you can make out Deep Down Lodge through the sub's gigantic windshield.
You are struck by how small and insignificant it looks against the vastness of the sea.
You try to look out for fights, but you don't see any.
Man-made structures lie in your wake, and you smile as coral beds pass.
And then the water turns a brilliant turquoise and erupts in a surge of bubbles as the sub breaks the surface.
Part 8. You, the sea, live in.
You open the hatch, and a warm ocean breeze pours in. You emerge from your submersible.
You had this book when you were a kid? A book about the future. A book with the final 2 pages left unread. But you lost that book a long time ago. You have this dim memory of leaving it on the bottom of the sea, but who can say, really?
Ahead of you, an unbroken horizon stretches out underneath a clear sky. The tides are carrying you towards some fantastic new shore. You dip your hands into the water and paddle, propelling yourself forward.
Rory! Now, goddammit!
The end. You Will Live Under the Sea. Written by Trey Tatum, directed by Bridget Leak, performed by Jordan Trovillion, and me, Rory Sheridan, as this voice you're hearing right now. Lights, projections, sound, and puppets by Molly Francis, Grayson Haugen, Taylor Hodder, and Elise Steinby. Thank you.